Hi, my name's Drew and welcome to another short review roundup on Flying Wiener. Today we'll be talking about three things as we usually do. We have actually got three shows, so all three of them are TV shows. Two of them are from Netflix, one of them is HBO Max. I just had to think because I didn't watch HBO Max. Didn't watch it on HBO Max myself because it's not available in my country. Anyway, what are we talking about? We're actually starting with the HBO Max one. We're talking about Peacemaker, which is a DC Comics franchise. It's taken from the Suicide Squad, which I already covered on this film previously. I'll actually leave a link to that at the end of this. So if you've seen The Suicide Squad, the James Gunn one from 2021, then you will know the character Peacemaker. This is about him. The second thing we're going to talk about is a Netflix show called Ozark, which I believe is very, very popular, and I've only just watched it now. And the third one we're talking about is the second part of season 1 of Money Heist Korea. And that's the order we'll talk about them in. If you want to jump ahead to any one of these, you can use the bar below, at the lower end of your screen. There'll be a bar there with the chapters, or you'll have the timestamps in the description as well if you want to jump ahead, although I would hope that you just watch the whole video because it will hopefully be very short. I'll try to anyway. Right, we'll talk about Peacemaker first. As I mentioned, it is an HBO Max show, not available in Austria, so I couldn't watch it through that. I just went out and bought the Blu-ray because I heard so many good things about this. I was like, yeah, I'm sure I won't regret buying the Blu-ray, and oh boy, yes, that is absolutely correct. Now, Peacemaker did appear in The Suicide Squad, and he was a lot of fun there in that film. I do feel he's a bit different in this show. He's a bit more over the top, and he's also a bit, I will say he's a bit dumber. He's probably as a character less likable, but I'm assuming that's because we actually want to watch him grow a bit as a character, and we do see him grow a bit throughout the show, not quite as much. I was just a bit surprised by that at the start of this because he seemed actually a bit unlikable, really. Anyway, so we've got him. He is being picked up by this, similar to the Suicide Squad, this task force, and they're trying to get down to the bottom of a thing called Project Butterfly. And he's assisted by various people, some of them also superheroes, and the whole thing is just a lot of fun. He's also got a sidekick, and he's got a very, very crazy Nazi racist dad. Yeah, there's a lot of things in this show. It's really over the top, it is quite crazy, but it's a lot of fun. Oh, my wife, she enjoyed this show so much because there are just so many crazy things that happen in here. The humour is great, so James Gunn showing that, even within the the R-rated stuff, he feels really at home here. He wrote the whole show, I believe. He also directed some episodes. So yeah, all his DC stuff, I'm very hopeful to, for the stuff that's going to come from DC under his vision, I suppose you could call it. Peacemaker is a lot of fun. There's a lot of action here. It's got good production values. The writing is very, very good too. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it if you manage to watch it. You obviously need to mention John Cena. He plays the title role of Peacemaker. As I said, he seems a bit different than he did in the film, a bit more unlikable, but there's no doubt about it. John Cena, he definitely took the opportunity to have this show with him as the main focus, and he does so much with the character, and I feel he's really earned his spot as an actor, to go out and do other things. So I'm really excited to see him not just portraying random action things, looking at, I suppose, Fast and the Furious. Even although I haven't seen them, I am just assuming that they're all rather predictable action flicks in that sense. But yeah, he does quite a lot here, and I really, really enjoyed him in the role. So we'll see. It's quite unclear what's happening with Peacemaker. I do believe there'll be a second season coming down the line. At the moment they're kind of chopping and chopping up things and discarding them from the DCU that we'll be getting. I do hope that Peacemaker will end up staying in there somehow, because I could see him just being an interesting character to have crossovers with, because he's definitely not the best of guys, let's put it that way. Second thing we're going to talk about is Ozark. As I mentioned, it's a very, very popular show. I kept seeing it pop up on social media, people calling for more seasons. It seems that it was a bit always on and off whether there would be further seasons, but there was always a very high demand, at least from what I could see in comment sections on social media. And I must agree, I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I mean, there are 4 seasons and I'm sort of, I think I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes away from actually finishing it. But I do absolutely agree, it's a really good show. I really like it. It's basically a bit like Breaking Bad. So if you like the Breaking Bad aspects of people breaking bad, you know, and doing things that are really out of character, as in they have to go and do criminal things, or forced to work with criminals and all these kind of aspects, you'll love Ozark as well. The basic story is it's a family who have to leave Chicago. They move out to this place, the Ozarks, which is, you know, it's just a very rural area with lakes and all very, you know, laid back people and all these kind of things. And they have to somehow find the means there to launder money for the drug cartel. And that's what this story is basically about. Like I say, if you like Breaking Bad, I'm sure you'd like this as well. It goes in directions I did not expect. The acting is really of high quality, and for just a small place, like, I mean, this this town that they live in, if you can even call it a town, it seems so small, but still there's so many things that happen there. And like I say, the story goes in directions that you don't expect. You've got the local families and you get to know them, and as you do, you know, you discover more and more things. They've got their own things going on. I won't spoil that for you, of course. But yes, if you like Breaking Bad and have been looking for a show like that ever since, I would highly recommend you watch Ozark on Netflix. The last thing we're going to talk about is the second part of season 1 of Money Heist Korea. I covered the first half previously in one of these Roundup videos. I also covered Money Heist itself, the original Spanish series. But I thought, you know, as I recently watched the second half, I'll talk about it as well. And so basically the second half of season 1 is what season 2 was in the original Money Heist show. So it's basically them getting towards the end of their stay at the Mint. If you're not familiar with the story, it's about a gang of criminals, a gang of robbers. They break into the Mint and print their own money, and the police is trying to get them out. And it's a really cool setup and hostage situation, etc. And I just really love the Spanish original. The Korean version seems to be sort of slimming it down. You know, it seems smaller in scale. The story seems very refined, so we're leaving out a lot of things from the Spanish series, I feel. And overall it's quite fine. I mean, I think that works well because they shortened the amount of episodes that we have to tell the same story. It works. I don't think it would work if they were going for the same length, because it feels like there's just not as much there. The characters, there's something a bit off to me. They don't seem quite as interesting in the Spanish original, and in particular the professor, who is the leader of the gang. He is, to me, not nearly as impressive as the one was in the Spanish one, because that guy, you always felt he's always got an answer, etc. And yeah, it just seemed like more of a force of nature in that sense when it comes to the plan that he has. But still, it's a very enjoyable show. So if you like Korean stuff, if you haven't seen the original Spanish one and you're not interested in watching 5 seasons of a show, you know, you just want a short thing, this at the moment is definitely a shorter version of that story. Very well directed, so that is one thing it definitely has got going for it. Great acting as well. And yeah, if you're just looking for more things out of South Korea to watch, then this is definitely one of them. That'll be all from me today for this review roundup video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It is the best way to support this channel. Leave a comment down below on any of these shows if you have seen them. You know, if there's anything you want to say in particular about them. Have you got other ones that you want to recommend? Any and all that, put them down in the comments below. I'll thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one on Flying Wiener. Take care.